Hey, welcome to Carl DeGregorio's Session 14. It is a little bit of a careful what you wish for situation, or to put a positive spin on it. Maybe I knew this would happen, or this was perfectly predictable, but not altogether a bad thing. But when you are doing consistency and that thing you do, such as the desk session, it can be complicated by living, traveling, where you are on the globe, or what's going on in your life. And so, um, fitting it in is, I guess, the theme of this. How do you fit it in when it's avocational or extracurricular, or um, for your soul, it is top of the list priority wise. For your spirit and for your craft, it is top of the list. And this is the hard thing, I guess, for bystanders or people in your life, or the boundary I need to set um, you with those people to make them understand. And that's why actors, comedians, and artists sort of cluster and have shared empathy over the non negotiable time that they have in life for things that don't actually, at the moment or at the time in question per se, aren't, it's not paying a dividend at the moment. But we know that we have to do it. We have to study for our acting class. We're doing a play that is pro bono, but we have to be off book for the tech. Or we have a self tape due that has a preponderance of dialogue, and it's just an audition, but you still are going to be off book for it, or have to arrange many things. This death session, I have to sit down and do this. I did it while I was home on the East Coast, and short shrifted it a little bit because of technical and circumstantial efforts, but you made it short and sweet. I met the deadline, and this is the work of being who we are, doing what we must, and how we must. And it's a tough one sometimes. Right now, I am squeezing this in, and I have a deadline to finish, and I want it to go great, but who knows, really? You know, my trip home was very complicated, and in a great way. It was a great time to see my mother, to see my hometown, to see friends, to see New York City, but it may have been the first trip where it's like I got work to do back where I'm living. Um, and that's a good development, I guess, that I feel pressed to get back to work, to get back to routines that have been serving me pretty well. They were really hard to keep intact in travel. Uh, the writing, the journaling, the sort of reverent space that I have created that's really been helping me. Those were hard to maintain, but the ritualistic night routine, the morning routine, I was able to maintain, and that's, I think, some bit of growth that you're not going to allow the fact that you're traveling to be the reason everything falls apart. Creatively, on the trip, I did a ton of social media that has expanded my numbers beyond their normal range. I'm not viral, or I'm not monetized on anything, but it is starting with my actual followers, who are people by and large I actually know, or who know my work. It's very, very, very small, but I think it's very, very organic, the reaction. It's mostly friends and, newcomers to the quote unquote Carl D party, but I'm not a numbers slut, so obviously I don't rack up big numbers. But what I am saying is that I am trying to connect my way. grow my way, or maintain my way, and have it be just a quiver, an arrow in my quiver for the thing I'm after. I am not demographically built for the internet thing. So, and that's probably a limiting belief out said out loud. But what I mean is, it's not my preferred uh, aspect of what I'm after, but it is a tool and it should represent you as best it can. And as I learn and as I improve and as I have more content, which is a tough word, as I put up more posts, let's just say, it does sort of provide some problem solving. Is this a good place to do it? Can I sneak a quick reel in here without embarrassing myself on the street too much? While that is probably a Gen X concern, because people are, I noticed in Times Square, a dude with like a red camera, an XLR camera or whatever they call it, DSLR camera. He had in a red light. He was doing this, and he was holding a camera on this woman, and they were stealing social media shots in Times Square. And he was the director of photography, and then the woman turned around and was just some normal person who you can bet is trying to capture incredible shots. And that's a great hustle, because it used to be the naked cowboy, or it used to be the Statue of Liberty all frozen, and now it's guys with good cameras helping people do superstar shots in Times Square, so they look like they're balling out of control. And I get that as a hustle. More power to them. And essentially that's what I'm doing when I'm just doing selfies walking down the street. I'm using the backdrop of Manhattan as a production value. But people are really, he's probably hustling cash instead of standing next to Batman. He's gonna say, hey, you want to do some cool some cool in glamour shots, or everything short of a drone shot for your sort of title shot on your IG or your because the production is getting better on these things and on these TikToks. But I was sort of doing it my ho-hum way and enjoying myself. And that's another thing, do it when it strikes. But, I guess the consistency is, hopefully you're in a way of sharing where you're doing it is organic to the message you're trying to send. So that when acting comes up and the casting directors do check your social media, you're excited about what might be found there. Or, I guess the next step is courting networking relationships via social media, casting directors, people thumbs upping your thing. I know a couple, not many, but I know a couple of casting directors, and if you did something funny, that may trigger a response, and you see the thumbs up, that might be, you could start to see where that could lead to things. And so that's a hopeful thing. And then on the creative front, as far as the one-man show is concerned, meeting some good friends and finally expressing to them that this is going to happen, this is what I'm going to do. One of my friends said, I'd like to read it. And so that is progress to the degree that it can be on a vacation. And I will look forward to some feedback, and knowing that I have to sort of grind it out for the holidays like the rest of us, and I have to sort of try to capture some momentum heading into 25, and hopefully the years, not just the year previous, but the years previous, and the hope and the instinct that I am in a better place based on some incredible habits that I have manifestedly changed, and habits that are more nurturing to me, self-caring and things like that, the years previous, not just the single year previous, will sort of accumulate to a point where you can see change in 25, and some luck, some providence, some happenstance can maybe be part of it. But knowing that you're going to continue, and knowing that I have, from this date, every time I do a desk session is sort of it's a accountability vlog, and the idea is to have We Carry the Light performed in 2025. So with that in mind, I think we'll have another one because I'm doing this week to week. So with that in mind, this is the 14th desk session. I have made my deadline, and hopefully we'll reevaluate. I guess, I don't know. I think you got to get to 20, 25 before you really analyze data. There is no data actually on this one. My data says, "What are you doing?" But my instinct is telling me to continue. And thanks. We will continue. And for the very few and the mighty that do put their eyes on this, thank you. And this is Death Sessions with Carl DeGregorio. Peace.